Have you ever asked someone how they are and they just smile and say, "I'm fine"? You can sense something's off, so you ask again, "Are you sure everything's okay?" And they just shake their head, still holding that same calm, reassuring smile. But you and I both know, deep down they're not fine at all. In fact, they're worlds away from being fine. These are the people who have mastered the art of hiding their pain behind a smile, their struggles behind laughter. They've become experts at appearing perfectly put together, even when they're falling apart on the inside. Why? Because somewhere along their journey, they learned a painful lesson. They learned that vulnerability can be used as a weapon against them. Think back. Maybe once upon a time they opened up. They shared their fears, their sadness, their deepest insecurities, hoping for comfort and understanding. But instead their feelings were dismissed, belittled, or even worse, used to hurt them later. "You're too sensitive. Just get over it. Why are you making such a big deal out of nothing?" That experience, that betrayal, became a scar. It taught them that showing emotion was dangerous. It taught them that silence was safer. So, they stopped talking. They stopped showing. They built walls around their heart, not to keep others out, but to keep their own feelings safely locked inside. Slowly but surely, they became their own island, their own fortress, their own comfort zone. They learned to rely on themselves for everything because they felt they had no other choice. You see them every day. They're the friend who's always there to listen to your problems, offering the best advice and a shoulder to cry on. They're the colleague who takes on extra work without complaint, always making sure everyone else is taken care of. They're the family member who holds everyone together during a crisis, the steady rock in a turbulent sea. They give and they give. They listen and they listen. But when it comes to their own pain, they fall completely silent. It is not because they are emotionless or because they don't feel things as deeply as everyone else. On the contrary, they often feel things more intensely than anyone can imagine. They stay silent because they've convinced themselves of a heartbreaking lie that nobody would ever truly understand. They believe their pain is a burden that others shouldn't have to carry, or that trying to explain it would be pointless anyway. In psychology, this defense mechanism is known as emotional suppression. It's a survival tactic, a way the mind tries to protect itself from further hurt and rejection. When your past experiences teach you that expressing emotion only leads to negative consequences, your brain rewires itself. It creates a new rule. Showing vulnerability equals pain. So instead of crying when they're sad, they laugh it off. Instead of asking for help when they're struggling, they just smile and push through. And every single "I'm fine" becomes a silent, desperate cry for help. It's a code word, a hidden message that says, "I'm drowning, but I don't know how to ask you to save me." It means, "I'm not okay, but I'm terrified of what will happen if I admit it." Often this pattern starts in childhood. Think about the messages many of us received growing up. Boys don't cry. Don't be a crybaby. Stop complaining. We were taught, directly or indirectly, that certain emotions were unacceptable. Sadness was seen as weakness, anger as inappropriate, and fear as something to be ashamed of. So we learned to push those feelings down, to hide them away, to present a calm and composed exterior to the world. We learned to survive quietly. This conditioning turns people into the strong ones, the dependable ones, the kind of people everyone leans on, but no one ever thinks to check in on. We see their strength and assume they don't need support. We see their calm demeanor and believe that nothing ever phases them. We forget that the strongest trees often have the deepest, most hidden roots, grappling with unseen struggles beneath the surface. We admire their resilience, but we fail to see the heavy price they pay for it. And what happens when they're finally alone? When the day is over, the doors are closed, and the mask can finally come off. That's when the floodgates open. In the quiet solitude of their own space, all the unspoken emotions come rushing back. Every unshed tear, every swallowed sob, every angry word they never said, every plea for help they choked back. It's a storm of feeling that rages within them, completely unseen by the outside world. But still, the next morning they'll get up, put on that smile, and face the day as if nothing ever happened. The mask goes back on, the walls go back up, and the cycle continues. They'll go back to being the rock for everyone else, while their own foundation continues to crack under the immense pressure. So, what can we do? How can we help the people in our lives who are silently screaming behind their smiles? The next time someone tells you, "I'm fine," I want you to pause. Don't just take their words at face value. Look them in the eyes. Really look. The eyes rarely lie. You might see a flicker of sadness, a hint of exhaustion, or a depth of pain that their smile can't quite hide. In that moment, you might find a whole universe of unspoken stories hidden behind that simple two-word phrase. Sometimes, these people don't want your sympathy, and they're definitely not looking for your pity. They don't need you to fix their problems or give them a list of solutions. More often than not, they just need your presence. They need to know that someone sees them, not the strong, capable person they pretend to be, but the real, vulnerable human being underneath. Instead of saying, "Let me know if you need anything," try something more direct, but gentle. Say, "I'm here for you, even if you don't want to talk about it." Or, you don't have to be strong all the time. Simply sitting with them in silence can be more powerful than any advice you could ever give. It communicates something profound. Your presence is enough. You are enough. You don't have to perform for me. Because sometimes the strongest people we know are simply the ones who have become the best at pretending they re-okay. Their strength isn't an absence of pain. It's the ability to carry it in silence. And if you felt a deep connection to everything I've just said, if these words resonated in your own heart, maybe it's because you're one of these people. Maybe you're tired of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders while pretending it's as light as a feather. If that's you, I want you to hear this. It's okay not to be okay. Your feelings are valid, and you deserve to be heard. Perhaps it's time to stop saying, "I am fine," and start being a little more honest, first and foremost with yourself. Acknowledging your own pain isn't weakness. It's the first and most courageous step toward healing. You've been strong for everyone else for so long. It's time to be strong for yourself, and that strength begins with allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're all here to understand ourselves and each other a little better, one story at a time. Take care, and remember to be kind to yourself.